So hi guys, welcome to Ali Nix for Real, and today guys I'm telling you all about my YouTube channel. I am doing a new content. My content is mostly gonna be about story time, about my life, about my journey, about encouragement, about jokes and fun stuff. It's just, I feel like I just found myself on YouTube, actually, to be honest, because as I said earlier in one of my videos, I realized I like to talk. So today's video is all about, as you can see, the topic is how I get pregnant as a Christian, an unmarried Christian, young Christian girl in church, how I get pregnant. So stay tuned and listen to my story about how I get pregnant and married in church. So guys, as I was saying, how I got married, how I get pregnant, right? Because one thing I learned about life, everybody have a journey and everybody have some past and everybody have something. Doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It's just that that's your path and that's where your journey, that's your destiny is how the things you have to come through to be a better you or can be a worse you. So my journey is how I got pregnant at 18 years old, unmarried, living as a Christian in a Christian home, and with my parents all in church and everything. Guys, I was not a bad kid. I was not a bad girl. I would just got caught up. So guys, I'm gonna tell you my story. So today my story is about how I met my kid's father and how our journey. So today guys, as I was saying, I was in school. I was 17. I was just turning 17. My birthday, I met my kid's father the August, and actually it's funny enough, he was someone who came to work at my mom's house. So it wasn't just some random guy I met on the road or whatever. So he was really handsome, really handsome young guy. And I didn't like him at first because I did not look at him at first because, as I said, I was a Christian, going to church, umbilical me, quiet me. So guys, as yes, so I met him, you know, he came by my mom's house to do a job there. So guys, he started writing me letter. Back in those days, we do letter because we didn't have like a lot of access to cell phones in Jamaica. We never have access to cell phone, and we never have house phone. So, and house phone was just coming in and we didn't have access to it yet. So guys, we would write letter, and then the first time he actually told me that he liked me, he followed me. I was going by my grandma to spend some time. I was only 17, and he told me to wait on him, and he came, and then we started talking. And I have to hide this from my mom. We have to hide it from my mom. So the job would take him 6 months. It took him a year to finish because he wanted to be around me, and we have to hide it. So guys, we dated. I was a Christian. I was a Christian since I was 12. I got baptized since I was 12. Because as I said, my parents, they didn't force me to get baptized. I wanted to get baptized. And my parents, they are really true Christians. I born and see my parents are Christians. I grew up and see my parents are Christian. We come from a really religious family, a family that, you know, everybody in there was baptized at a tender age, and that's what I was growing on. So as I was saying, I was on the choir, this junior choir in church. Yes, I was on the junior choir. I was doing really good in church. I used to do testimonies. I used to do, you know, little things in church. We used to be on fasting. So I did not know the street. I know church. And guys, you have to educate your children about church and also outside, because when the outside comes, it's going to feel enticing to them, and then you're going to want to go outside. So as I say, yes, I don't know nothing about outer road. That's my Jamaican voice. I don't know anything about outer road. I don't know nothing. All I know was just going to church, go to school, back home, back to church. So guys, he was older than I was, and you know, he started showing interest. But before I reach there, so before I reach into the story, I was a choir member, but it was a junior choir. I remember it was this, we used to wear like a red and white uniform, pleated bottom and white top, and I was so active in church. I used to be at fasting, at choir practice, at church, giving testimony, doing all that stuff. But as a young person growing up, you know, we also eat salt. We also eat salt, and that's what parents forget, that our kids, we have to educate our kids from early. So as I continue with the story, so the church thing was in me. Every Sunday I'm in church, I'm on the choir, I'm doing all kind of stuff in church. I even started preaching at that tender age. I used to do preaching in young people's services. I used to give testimony. I used to run testimony. We used to have a lot of fun. Church was fun back then. Like, church was fun because everybody was young and we were in church and we were doing stuff. So anyways, I as I said, I met their father, and then we start sneaking around. I was in grade 11, so I wasn't that young. I was in grade 11, but as I said, I didn't know the street that much. So we started sneaking around, and I would start lying to my parents. I would make up all kind of lies and tell my mom that I was doing after school, and I was marking paper with the teacher, which he used to allow me to help him mark paper, but it wasn't all the time. It was an excuse so I could see my kid's father after school. So guys, we go on and on and on and on, and we were doing our little games, not games because it was real stuff. We was doing stuff behind our parents. They didn't know what was going on, but he would still come by my mom's house to continue doing work. They didn't know because we were very discreet with what we was doing. Nobody knew. We hide, and you know, we was going around and dating, and well, we would call it a date. We did that just a hangout, you know, after school, because we have to hide. Because if my parents find out, they would be wrath, like really angry. Still I got church, and still I take part in a church and everything and whatever. And then bap, I got pregnant. We was hiding. I used to do a lot of stuff. Like, I was involved in school stuff, you know. Before me even talk about getting pregnant, I was in school, grade 11, you know, CXC coming up. Me not have much interest in CXC no more. I not have much interest in school. Yes, I still go to school, but the performance start falling, and I was like a very brilliant child in school, and then can't wait for school over evening time to go to this thing called phone booth. Back then you have a thing called phone booth. You go to the corner and you put a little change into the machine, and you make phone call. And he had a house phone. Eventually he got a house phone, and I'm talking about like 22 years ago. I'm not talking about no, I'm talking a long time, because my daughter is 21. So you know, so I have to give birth and carry her for 9 months, give birth, and so it's 20 odd years ago. And so we would make, in Jamaica, cell phone wasn't like popular. Probably, I don't know if anybody had cell phone back in those times. And I would go to the phone booth every evening, man, every evening. Oh, me run got a phone booth, me can't wait for school over. And then I start walking with my friends. I start meeting up this guy, and we would go out, we would hang out, you know, go places, go to like parks and stuff, and start, you know, doing stuff that nobody knew about. But let me tell you something, God always knows stuff, you know. And as I said, it's a journey, it's my life story. It is where I am coming from. That's not who I am today, thank God. That's not who I am today. And but sometimes we have to tell our story so that way someone cannot feel condemned or not feel like nobody loved them, because being pregnant is not a crime at 18. Being pregnant is it's a journey. It's just where you are now. You understand? Don't think about hurting yourself. Don't think about doing abortion. Don't think about running away from home. Listen, everybody comes around once the child comes. So as I was continuing with my story, so we would start sneak around or whatever. I would go to because it was my last year in school. I didn't perform well in my last year in school because all I wanted was to go see this guy. Could wait for school over to go see this guy. Teachers start worrying what is happening to me. Why is my grade falling? Why everything, you know, like I'm just only excited to go see this guy. So it goes on, it goes on, it goes on, it goes on for, I met him when I was going 17, and then I get pregnant a year after. Here I am, didn't know anything. I didn't even know. I not even know, say, I don't even remember if I know that I was pregnant. I don't even remember. I don't even know how I find out I was pregnant, because I could not tell my mom. I could not tell anybody. It's just me and the guy, right? I think I missed my period, and that's when I think I probably go to the doctor or something. I think I went to the doctor, and the doctor told me that I was pregnant. I was early in the pregnancy. I think I was like a month pregnant when I found out, or 6 weeks I think, when I found out I was pregnant. And as I said, I didn't know anything much about those stuff, so I was naive to what's going on. And he started talking all kind of stuff. Anyway guys, so this is a continuation of how I get pregnant and being married. Guys, welcome back to my channel. You're watching Ali Makes Her Real with Alina Campbell, and I'm gonna finish telling the story how I got, when I get pregnant. So guys, here I am, being a Christian, unmarried, just leave high school, I'm pregnant. Didn't get any of my subjects because as I said, I was brilliant in school, but I did not care anymore about school. All I care about was this guy. We would sneak around, we would hide, we would do stuff behind my parents' back. He would come by my house at night. I would sneak out. My parents, because they trust me. They trust me as a young girl. Even when I get pregnant, people were saying Virgin Mary got pregnant. But guys, let me tell you, being pregnant was shocking. You know what I did? He knew, I knew, and I could not tell my parents. My parents did not find out that my mom suspects something after about 4 months. But let me tell you the story. So I don't want to finish it here. Let me give you a little part of the story. So here I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. So here I am, a Christian, well involved in church and stuff. And let me tell you something. Your past, whatever you do, God don't use it and kill you. You understand? It's a lesson. Just learn from it and move on. But sometimes we don't learn. Sometimes we as people, we fail again. You understand? So as I said, I was 18. Just leave high school, you know. Just leave high school. Have a bright future. Talking about going to college. Talking about doing all that stuff. Now I am pregnant. The good two-shoe girl, the goody girl, according to everybody, the little Christian girl, the little innocent girl, the little girl. I was nervous, I was scared, I didn't know what to do. I start getting like confused, I start getting sick, like feeling, you know, when you get pregnant, you start being nauseous and stuff, and I have to hide it from my mother, because listen, my mother would kill me. I could have let her know that I was pregnant. So what? And I make up my mind to keep my child, to keep my baby. It was not easy. It was a struggle. It was hard. You know, he wasn't around that much anymore. Trust me, it was a lot. I went through it basically on my own. But when I couldn't tell nobody I'm pregnant, so what I did, I hid, and I went to live with my aunt, not very far from where my mom is, and I hid from my mother until my belly was about 5 months. You understand? I didn't speak to my mother. I was ashamed. I was afraid. But that's the plan of the enemy. That's all Satan wants. If you look like people turn them back on you. But she didn't turn her back. She was disappointed. She was disappointed because your parents always have dreams for you. At 18, your mother no wants you pregnant. You don't finish college yet. You don't even start get your degree them or anything yet. It's basically she upset. Daddy upset. She upset. Church people upset. Everybody upset because I was doing extremely well in church. But God didn't throw me out. God did not throw me out. And guys, let me tell you, I hid and I went to live with my aunt, and my aunt knew that I was pregnant, but she's deceased now, God rest her soul. And she kept me at her house. I stayed at her house about because I left my mom. I was the last time I lived with my auntie till my belly was about 2 months. And I went there and I stayed at my aunt. And guess how I come back to my mom? I take time come there one day 2 day, 1 day till me start sleep over, till me start stay there, and I realized my mom truly loved me until I moved right back in. And my mom take care of me with that pregnancy. Where was the dad? He wasn't around that much. He was around, but he wasn't that invested anymore, because he's out there living his life, doing whatever he does best. But he was in the, you know, after a while he was there. He wasn't all that invested, because, you know, young and 18 and pregnant, listen, guys are gonna find the next you know thing where, because so as I was saying, I start going back to my mom, and my mom started taking care of me. Oh my God, God bless my mother, God bless a mother's care. And I start, you know, sleeping there, I start staying there, I start going there, and then I start till I'm going back. And my mother did not even cuss me. She not cuss me, she not said nothing. She said that's how life is, you know, once I have the baby, go back, go get yourself together, whatever. And she stood by me, and my dad, my mom and my dad and my siblings, they stood by me. And listen man, your life is not your own. You have to, you know, God, that my child was destined to be here. Might tell you something, my daughter is the greatest gift that I've ever laid eyes on. She is the most amazing young lady. She grew up to be the most amazing. I keep my baby, and when I give birth, it was my mom, my dad, he was there too. He came to the hospital, but he you know, he basically start moving on. I didn't even know he was either from me. And then I had my child alone, and my father, then what, my mother washed for me, she boiled porridge, give me, she look after me, she take care of me. Let me tell you something, you don't understand. A mother's love, let me tell you, you don't know until you become a mother. If you're pregnant and in church, don't use it as a way to do abortion. God is not going to please with you. He will see you through. He will provide for you. He will take care of you when you own your mistake. Because you go have sex, and you will willingly lie down and have sex, and your baby come. What we are gonna do? Huh? What are we gonna do? You're gonna go through it with a cover up because you're a Christian? No, God is not pleased with you, because that's a life you take. And I give God every day thanks. I give God thanks and praise every day that me carry my child. She is now 21 years old. She's a beautiful soul. Every time I look at her, I said, oh my God, look, knowing this amazing soul. So this is my test, my journey, part of my journey in getting pregnant and not married at 18 years old and being a Christian. Listen to me, when I was pregnant, listen to me, church people, our church folks, they were not there. I didn't see nobody from the church come visit me. Mark you, I didn't cut out no cow tongue, I didn't do anything bad. Nobody never come visit me at church. But I went back, I cleansed back my life, I went back, I give back my life to God. That story is for another day, and I'm gonna tell you how, you know, nobody from the church visited, you know. One girl and my cousin from the church visited me when I had the baby, but during the pregnancy, nobody from the church no come visit. My mom endured the backlash, you know, or, you know, she have pregnant picnic in our house and stuff. But guys, let me tell you, your life don't belongs to you, belongs to God, and He has the final say. That's not who I am today. Thank God. I have a lot more story to tell you, a lot more. Just stay tuned to my channel. I said this channel is going to be transparent. It's going to be an open channel. It's going to talk about my journeys, you know. So I have more on this story to tell you, but for the video's sake, I'm going to cut it right here and continue next time. Okay, love you, continue watching. I have a lot more video to share. Thank you.